joined by EFC Matchmaker Graeme Cartmel. Had a chat to Cairo about obviously you've come out with a couple of issues you guys have had to face this year. Is Faeez Jacobs versus Zulu Boy the kind of fight that says we're still here in a big way?
Yeah, I think that, you know, as much as we're going through from a financial perspective, you know, a hard time, we've spent 10 years building this business. We've spent 10 years paying out copious amounts of money to athletes, and we've spent 10 years building something that I don't think will ever really kind of falter, in my opinion. I think that, yes, we need to slow down in certain areas, but where we are surging ahead is we're trying to put on fights that people still want to see, and I think we're achieving that. I don't think that we're so far off the mark there. Athletes understand, you know, we're still covering good purses for the title fights, and the guys are able to go, okay, cool, this is worth me doing it. Yeah, and we're going nowhere. You know.
What was the thinking behind convincing Zulu Boy to go up to bantamweight to face Faeez? And a lot of questions were, how does Zulu Boy get a title shot off a loss?
So the Zulu Boy question is easily answered by going back in his past. Zulu Boy's been a bantamweight contender, he's been a bantamweight champion. It's not so far remiss that he would be able to go up there. Yes, I understand he's small, but the opportunity was there. The opportunity, I didn't want to give him at flyweight. A lot of people were like, why not just give him the rubber match, give him a rematch against Jack Hadley? I don't think that it would have gone any different. I think that his mindset at that stage was hell-bent on proving that he had a grappling game. Had he kept Jake in the stand-up, it probably would have been more favourable towards him winning. And I wasn't convinced that he would have executed that type of game plan. So maybe I'm playing a little bit more of a discerning trainer role in this whole thing, but you know, he's been such a prolific fighter for us. I didn't want to see him go down the path of having 2 losses against Jake. I wanted him to have an opportunity somewhere else, you know, kind of revive that passion, get, you know, the want to come back and fight, and put on a great show for people. And that's why the Faeez matchup happened. Is it made sense for Zulu Boy to go to bantam and take on somebody that, I mean, it's an exciting fight. It just ticked all the boxes in that regard. Him fighting for the title, I would pose the other question to anybody who asks me why Zulu Boy. I'd say, why not Zulu Boy? Doesn't it make sense? I mean, he's only ever lost 3 fights, and all of them been by decision, and in titles. So, I mean, he's there. There's no one else that would have stepped up and been as exciting to watch, in my opinion.
In this game, you've had to say throughout the years, you've had a lot of last-minute cancellations, and fights really turn on their head, and fight week turn on its head. It really doesn't go your way, like things that are out of your control. How nice is it to have fights change last minute, and in some cases perhaps we could even say that these fights are even better now, like Karen versus Pretorius, Anisset Kanyeba versus Dino Bagatti?
I'd like to give the cliched awesome answer that's testament to how good the roster is, but in many ways the guys want to fight. You know, your first question was, you know, where are we in terms of fighters, and like, you know, does our situation change whether we can put on good fights? We're putting on great fights. We've got great athletes at EFC, and they see the opportunity within the organization to grow into bigger and better things. Coming from EFC, the formula is there. It's tried and tested. You fight at EFC, you get an opportunity to go to the UFC. I'm not saying that we're the feeder, because we're certainly not the feeder, but in African terms, we certainly, you know, expedite that process for a lot of athletes. They can get in front of Don Madge is a testament to that, Dolce's testament to that. So the want to fight for all these guys is still there. We have a huge pool. I've got 200 contracted athletes. They want to fight, they want to be in the mix. Putting on the fights that we want to see is always the hard thing, but it is a scatter approach. It's like, cool, Dino needs an opponent. Who will step up? Let's get 3 or 4 names on the board and really see who's worth putting out there. and it always jumps at you. The Anisette fight was like, of course Anisette's going to be the guy to step up. That makes the most sense. What fight do you want to see? So when I send it to my partners, I send them out WhatsApp and I go, this guy's off. These are the options. It's almost a unanimous, let's see this fight. Cool, let's make it. And it's happened twice on this card. Poor Lal Karam, I promise you, if he wasn't flying out here from Australia, I probably wouldn't have worked my ass off to try and make a fight for him, because I just felt so damn bad that every time we did something up, it was like, it's not happening again. So I was like, at least we got... Stefan actually was number 2 offered. And then he came back, he's like, okay, cool, let's do it now. Like, what the fuck's changed? But now it's at 86, and maybe the weight was an issue and he didn't want to cut so much weight. I'm glad we're seeing that fight, to be honest.